Hi, welcome to my second half of the game between Blackburne and Blanchard, played in London in 1891. I just covered White's seventh move, which was pawn to e5. So Black now plays. Takes the knight with check, and then White has to recapture with the b pawn. So in exchange for the bishop for the knight, White or Black doubles White's pawns here. And now Black plays e6. Not the best move. It doesn't really do, the bishop on e6 doesn't really do anything besides protecting this pawn. Well, it is looking at this diagonal here, but it would be more effectively placed on f5 or g4. It would be, performing a more active function. So, and now White plays bishop to d3. Eyeing this pawn or this diagonal. Black will probably castle kingside, and this is a very good square for the White bishop to be on. And now Black plays another not so great move, h6. Basically, probably trying to prevent White from playing the bishop or the knight to g5. But what it really does is it really weakens. If Black plans the castle kingside, it's just weakening the pawn structure around the king, giving White a target. And we've seen this in different games to where this pawn becomes the target of attack. Now White castles, so increases the king's safety and activates the rook. And also, nice thing is that the rook now has this half-open file to work on. Black plays knight on g to e7, basically developing the knight. It's the only square really the knight can go to. And now White plays rook to b1, attacking this pawn down here and putting its rook on the open file. Now the question is, how should Black respond? Well, Black actually responded by playing b6. And b6 is not another move. This is like the third move by Black, which is not the best move. Maybe not an outright loser move, but not a good move. Basically, it weakens all the white squares, on the queen's side. It also now, this knight is unprotected. So while it stops the pawn from being taken, it comes with its disadvantages. Probably the move I was looking at was actually queen to c8, protecting the pawn. The computer also liked knight to a5, where it could, because this would be a nice square here for the knight to go to, nice outpost for the knight to get to. So the knight can move to a5, where it protects b7, and it really isn't going to get harassed right away. But Black played b6. Now White played queen to d2, and now Black makes a horrible move. Black castles, and hopefully you see the move immediately that White should make, and the move is taking the pawn. And if you don't know, White White has won a pawn, but Black's continuation just makes it all that worse, or much more worse. Black can try maybe playing the knight to here, but Black takes the bishop, and then now White retakes, and now Now white has a very strong attack. It's threatening mate here. The queen is over here attacking. The knight can jump up here. And there aren't too many real pieces defending the king. The pawn shield is ripped away, and then there aren't too many defenders. So black's making some poor choices. So black plays knight to g6 to basically blocking the checkmate on h7. And now the move I saw, and I just want to go through it quickly so I can definitely get through this video, is the move I would have made, since I sort of am materialistic in this case, is I probably would have played bishop takes f6, threatening mate. Black has to take back. The queen takes. King comes back. Check again. King comes back. I take the bishop with check. King comes back. And then I would take the knight, and I would have a knight and 3 pawns. Or I'd be up a knight and 3 pawns, but probably sort of giving up an immediate checkmating possibility. That's one continuation for the people who love material. But white actually plays Blackburne plays knight to g5, the better move, threatening mate, and bringing another piece into the attack. And now black plays rook to e8. Basically, the move is to provide an escape route for the king. Who knows, maybe the king now wants to go all the way over here or something. But at least they'll give trying to give the king an escape route. But now there's 2 beautiful ways to checkmate the king. The game is basically over here. I did not find the method that Blackburne continued with, but I found the other one, which is this: queen to h7 check. The king runs, but the king really has nowhere to run. And now knight takes e6, forking king and queen. If the rook takes, it's immediate checkmate on the pawn. Actually, whatever move black does, the black king now has to move. The rook has to take or the king has to move, and either one is mate. So if the king moves, then it's still checkmate. So, but what Blackburne did was he played rook takes f7, threatening checkmate, because now the king has nowhere to run, effectively forcing the bishop to take. Now simply queen to h7 check, king to f8, queen takes, checkmate. So that is the conclusion of Blackburne versus Blanchard. You can see how black made several poor choices that let white have a superior game, and then black castled right into where white could sacrifice the bishop, letting white checkmate. So hopefully you've learned a few lessons in this game.